Hi everybody, this is Beth, your Goshen and Niobrara County Sensible Nutrition Educator, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about peanut butter. Yum! So here we are at the grocery store. Check out all that peanut butter. Something that I thought was really cool when I first got here is check out this sign, compare and save. That's right. There's lots of things to compare about with peanut butter. Look at all these different options. So when you first look at peanut butter, you're like, yep, I'm a Jiffy person, or yep, I'm a Skippy person, or maybe you like Great Value brand, or maybe you like some other brand. That's cool. However, there are a couple things to check out when you're looking at the front of that peanut butter bottle. So I just started to go with something that I happened to purchase at my house. It's something that my fiance likes, and I just went straight to the Jif creamy peanut butter. Take a look right here. It says on the label 7 grams of protein per serving. So let's take a look at the actual food label on the back. And sure enough, it does say 7 grams of protein per serving. But one of the other things we are also looking at this label is how many calories per serving and how big is that serving. So for this particular bottle, 2 tablespoons is the serving. Then we also want to take a look at the total fat, 16 grams, and the total sodium, 140 milligrams. Then we can also take a look at the food label, but then we also want to take a look at maybe the natural Jif peanut butter. It also has 7 grams of peanut butter per serving, but let's see if there's anything different. So it too is 2 tablespoons per serving, has 190 calories. Its total fat content is 16 grams. Its sodium content, however, is significantly lower than the regular peanut butter. It only has 80 milligrams as opposed to that 140 that was in the regular peanut butter. And then Jif also happened to have a natural honey creamy peanut butter. It happens to say on the front of that label low sodium. So we're going to take a look at that food label to see what that low sodium is. And it happens to have 80 milligrams. So let's compare that to our other two. The regular had 140. Natural had 80 is 80. And then this honey natural also happened to have 85 milligrams. So only 5 milligrams more than the regular natural, but significantly lower than just regular peanut butter. Now take a quick look over here at this Smucker's natural peanut butter. And again, the brand doesn't matter. I just happen to be comparing here for this video. This one happens to have 8 grams of protein per serving, and it says that their serving size is also 2 tablespoons with 190 calories. So taking a look at their fat content, it's 16 grams. And their sodium is 110. So just to compare, it's a little higher than the natural of the Jif, but still lower than the regular Jif. And then just double checking that protein section, and it too also has 8 grams of peanut butter. So it's holding true to its label. Now here we have an organic peanut butter, and it's kind of hard to see here, but if you notice, there is some separation at the very top of the jar. And that is just a separation between the oil that is used in this peanut butter and the actual peanuts that are ground up. And if you look here at the food label, it happens to say that it is made with dry roasted peanuts that are organic and then an organic natural oil. And that's just that natural oil that helps make it spreadable. So unfortunately with this peanut butter, in order to use it, you would have to stir it up, but not that that's anything difficult. Taking a look, it's also 2 tablespoons of serving size and 190 calories. It has 1 gram less fat than the others so far, but looking at the sodium, it is right now the lowest with only 65 milligrams of sodium, and the protein is at 7 grams. So everything so far, if you remember, is between 6, 7, and 8 grams of protein. So those are things to check out. But also something that I haven't mentioned is the total sugar in all of these labels, which in this particular one, there is 3 grams of total sugars, which isn't very much, but depending on the amount that you put on maybe a sandwich or if you eat it with celery or maybe some apples, can add up over time. So when you're looking at peanut butter in general, it's really important to go ahead and take a look at this food label to see what is in there. And then one more brand I just wanted to share with, because I happen to remember a coworker saying that they love Skippy peanut butter, is Skippy has both a creamy and a crunchy option. So if you look at the creamy peanut butter, right away it says that it has 7 grams of protein. Awesome. So very comparable to the others so far. Nothing really sticking out too much. Then you can head over here to the extra crunchy Skippy peanut butter. Again, having 7 grams of protein. And again, the serving size being 2 tablespoons. So we're seeing that that is a consistency across all the peanut butter, is that 2 tablespoons. The fat content is 16 grams. The salt is 125 milligrams, and the total sugar is 3 grams. So you might be asking now, why did I show you all these different peanut butters? Well, because when we're talking about natural versus creamy or crunchy, or like I called it earlier, regular peanut butter, when you're looking at those natural peanut butters, the natural peanut butters mostly consist of crunched up peanuts and salt, whereas some of your regular peanut butters also have hydrogenated saturated fats. So then your fat content is just a little higher. So if you're looking for a more healthy option, that natural peanut butter is a way to go. Just remembering that the sugar content is perhaps a little lower as well, but it all boils down to the type of oil that you want to consume and perhaps flavor. I know a lot of people, sometimes myself included, like to take a big old honkin' spoonful of peanut butter to chow down on, which is sometimes delicious. And if you're unlike me, I did not know that there are now squeezable peanut butters, and I have included a little picture here to show you guys what those squeezable peanut butter things are, which would be awesome to throw like in your lunch bag or maybe your gym bag if you just want some peanut butter on the run. Squirt it on some celery, squirt it on an apple. Those also have about the same protein, sugars, serving sizes as your spoonful of peanut butter. It just comes in a squeezable format. And then last I want to talk about is this last jar that I saw that has 10 grams of protein per serving, and it's a plant-based protein, so they have just enriched it, if you will, I guess is for a lack of a better term, to add protein to this particular brand of peanut butter. Still creamy, it still has calories, sugars, like the rest of the peanut butters. Its calorie content is, however, a little higher than everything else. Instead of 190 grams or 190 calories per serving, it has 210, and its protein content is up to the 10 grams instead of 8 if you're looking for something like that. So all in all, when it comes to looking at natural versus regular, crunchy and creamy peanut butters, go ahead and don't just read the front of the label. Make sure you go ahead and turn that jar around and take a look at your food label to see what the content is. Thanks, guys. Enjoy that peanut butter this month.